Another week gone by for Rust Console Edition. Let's have a look and see if we have anything interesting. No. Wait, calling all content creators, join us and spreading the word of the next. Wait. Huh? Now guys, come on, just saying, if you like the content, be sure to mention your old boy, Fluxified_RCE on Twitter. Drop a tag for me in the comments down of this post, and maybe we can get some super secret early access videos out just for you guys. But aside from that, let's jump into the news of the week. So to start with, about 4 days ago now, we had a look at the underwater ocean scene of the next-gen version. This came in the form of a new screenshot that shows a sunken tugboat with a shark flying in front of the player camera. This is quite a nice shot. You can see the sun streaming down from the sea level, and overall, I think it presents a good case for the next-gen version once again. I think the shark model looks really good as well. It's definitely better than what we have currently. I am interested though, I have to say, because the PC version recently got a overhaul in the ocean. It added a couple new dive sites, and I think the PC version also got a underwater propulsion vehicle as well as part of that. So I do wonder, now we're seeing these next gen shots now of the ocean, are we going to get that ocean update as well? Well, hopefully. It is hard to tell by this picture, but I am liking what we're seeing. It looks really good. We also got another question answered by the Rust console developers. The question was, will crossplay be enabled between new gen and the old gen versions of the game? And the answer was no, crossplay functionality will not be available between the old gen and new gen versions of the game. Honestly, I think most of us probably already knew this. We knew that old gen wasn't going to be getting any more updates, so it was kind of known by everyone that there wouldn't be any kind of crossplay. I mean, after all, the next gen version is only going to be playable on next gen consoles, and the old gen version for the old gen consoles. So Double 11 really does want to keep those two player bases separate, and I guess slowly filter out the number of old gen players and slowly move them across to the new gen version. My assumption with this, based on the previous comments from the developer, is that once the next gen version does release, all future content and updates will purely be for the next gen version of the game, and old gen will not receive any updates outside of your usual performance fixes. Following the answer to that question, we also got a new sunset kind of look at the harbour of the next gen version of the game, and it is hard to make out specifics of this harbour. I was trying to see if it had been adjusted to accommodate the cargo ship just like the PC version, but I can't quite tell from what we're seeing here. It does seem quite dark, but I don't think it is the updated harbour from what I can tell. I think it is the current version of the harbour monument that we have on console, so it doesn't look like the cargo ship will be able to dock here. At least for now, it does look like the harbour is remaining unchanged from the old gen version. I do really like the appearance of the sunset in this photo though, and how it kind of streams golden light across the picture. I think it's really cool, and you can also see it reflecting off the ocean floor here as well. So yeah, a very nice touch here from the developers. Aside from that, we did have a question answered on Twitter by the community manager Pedro Silva. This was an answer to the question asked by a Twitter user by the name of JDLB_94, and he asked Pedro on Twitter if there was going to be an announcement for the release date anytime soon, and Pedro responded to this and said, "We will share it once we're ready." And that does give me the feeling that this release date is still a few months away. I think once the developers are ready to announce it, that's when things will kind of go into overdrive with the marketing. So the fact that we haven't got to that stage yet, and the fact that we haven't got a date confirmed, really does make it seem like this next gen version will be in the later half of 2025. And our final piece of news of the week, just going back to what I was saying in the beginning, the Rust console developers are officially starting a content creator program. Now, I did actually fill the form out for the developers and send it off, so fingers crossed your boy can get chosen for that. But I did notice when filling out the form, there was a question that said which of these perks would be most helpful in enhancing your content, and there was quite a few answers that we could have picked. Early access to dev blogs, early access to patch notes, Q&A sessions with the developers, and a couple more. I for one really do like that the developers are now interacting on this level with their community. Obviously, I don't know if I'm going to get picked for this at the end of the day, but for my content, having early access to things like devlogs and patch notes really would help me flourish as a content creator. And if that's an option option that the developers are giving to the chosen content creators, then it is really going to help at the end of the day with the content that us content creators are creating for you guys. So yeah, I think it's really great that the developers are doing this. After all, it's only going to allow us to make better content for you guys, the community. But I think that just about wraps up this video. It's been quite a short one. I know we haven't had too much crazy news this week, but hopefully next week we can get something absolutely amazing. You know, we'll have to see. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I have been Fluxified, and I'll see you on the beach.